When the lights go out and the cameras stop rolling, every actor reveals a side the public never gets to see. For years, fans have wondered what Yaman really feels about Demet Özdemir, the woman who changed not only his career but, as many believe, his entire life. Their chemistry on screen was undeniable, almost too real to be scripted. But what happened behind the scenes, in those quiet moments when no one was supposed to be listening, is something that only a few insiders ever dared to whisper about. Until now. It all started when an anonymous crew member from the set of Erkenci Kuş decided to speak out. According to him, there were moments when Can's affection for Demet wasn't just acting, it was something raw, uncontrolled, and deeply personal. Between takes, while everyone else laughed and joked, Can's eyes often followed Demet with a kind of quiet admiration, one that didn't belong to a man simply doing his job. He looked at her like she was the only person in the room, the insider revealed. It wasn't about the camera anymore. It was real. Months later, after their supposed fallout and the silence that followed, rumors of a leaked audio began to circulate online. An audio that allegedly captured Yaman's private words about Demet during an off-record conversation. No one knew if it was authentic at first. But the tone, the pauses, the unmistakable voice, everything pointed to one truth: it was him. In that recording, Can's words weren't those of a celebrity speaking for the public, they were confessions of a man haunted by a love he could never fully bury. He said something like, "People think I moved on. But they have no idea," said one source who claimed to have heard the full recording. He wasn't angry or bitter, he sounded tired, like someone who had tried to forget but couldn't. Those words alone sent shockwaves through his fanbase, reigniting an old story that never really died. The love between Can and Demet was supposed to be fiction, but as time went on, it became clear that the line between acting and reality had blurred completely. While neither of them ever confirmed what truly happened, every time they were seen in the same city, Rome, Istanbul, even Madrid, speculation exploded online. Fans shared screenshots, flight schedules, and hotel sightings, convinced that destiny was bringing them together again. And now, with this mysterious leaked audio resurfacing, people are beginning to wonder if Can's heart ever really left Demet behind. The leaked audio spread like wildfire. Within hours, hashtags like #CanYamanLeak and #DemetConfession were trending across social media platforms. Fans around the world were desperate to hear what was said, every whisper, every sigh, every word that might reveal what Yaman truly felt when no one was watching. But the clip was quickly removed from most platforms, leading many to believe that someone close to him had intervened. Yet, by then, it was too late. The damage, or perhaps the truth, had already made its way into the hearts of millions. People who managed to listen to the full version described it as hauntingly emotional. It wasn't the voice of an arrogant actor or a distant celebrity, it was a man speaking softly to someone he still loved. Demet was different, the voice said. She understood me before I even spoke. But fame changes everything. It makes you doubt even the people who never gave you a reason to. That single sentence was enough to break fans' hearts. It revealed a vulnerability Can had rarely shown in public, the kind that only surfaces when the weight of lost love becomes unbearable. Behind the scenes, both Can and Demet were reportedly caught off guard by the sudden resurgence of their story. Demet, who had spent the last few years building a new chapter of her life, new projects, new interviews, new beginnings, suddenly found herself pulled back into the same emotional storm she had once tried so hard to escape. Her team refused to comment, but a source close to her admitted she heard the audio. She recognized his voice immediately. And it shook her. Meanwhile, Can was seen in Rome, avoiding the press and ignoring the rumors. But insiders revealed that he was deeply affected. He had always been careful with his image, disciplined, private, distant, but when it came to Demet, his mask always seemed to crack. He still keeps some of her messages, the insider said. Not because he can't move on, but because they remind him of who he was before all this fame, before everything got complicated. Some fans claim that what makes this story so powerful isn't just the mystery of whether the leak was real or not, it's the undeniable emotion that connects them. Every word in that audio, every pause, feels like an echo from the past, two souls who found each other in the chaos of fame but lost each other to the same storm. And for the first time in years, people began to ask themselves, was their love ever truly over? Or did it just go silent, waiting for the world to stop listening? As days passed, the world couldn't stop talking about the mysterious recording. Entertainment channels debated it endlessly, podcasts dissected every word, and fans on social media claimed they could feel the pain in Can's voice. The question wasn't just whether the leak was real, it was why now? Why would such a private moment suddenly appear after years of silence? Some believed it was the work of an insider seeking attention. Others thought it was fate, a moment meant to remind the world that some love stories never truly end. In Istanbul, a journalist known for her close ties to the Turkish TV industry revealed something even more shocking. The leaked audio might have been recorded during the final days of filming Erkenci Kuss. He didn't know the microphone was still on, she claimed during a live interview. He thought everyone had gone home. He was sitting alone, talking to one of his friends on the phone. What he said wasn't for the cameras, wasn't for the fans, it was for himself. And that's why it sounds so real. In that alleged segment, Can's voice trembled as he spoke. They say it's just a show, but how do you act love when it feels this real? When she looks at me, I forget there's a camera. Those words sent a chill through fans everywhere. They were the kind of words no actor should ever admit out loud, the kind that blurs the line between performance and passion. And even though there was never official confirmation, those who knew Can and Demet personally couldn't deny how close the story felt to the truth. Demet's silence during this chaos spoke louder than any statement. Normally quick to dismiss rumors, she chose this time to remain quiet. Some saw her silence as dignity. Others as heartbreak. A close source from her circle shared, she didn't want to reopen old wounds. That chapter cost her a lot emotionally. But deep down, she never stopped caring. And Can? For someone who had built an entire image around control and confidence, this was different. In his most recent interviews, fans began noticing subtle hints, pauses, expressions, the kind of sadness that hides behind a smile. In one Italian talk show, when asked about love, he responded with a single cryptic line, "Some people leave your life, but they never really leave your heart." The crowd cheered, unaware that those words weren't meant for them, they were meant for one person only. Everywhere he went, whispers followed. Was the audio real? Was it an accident? Or was it a quiet confession from a man who no longer cared who heard it? One thing was certain, the story had reawakened something. In him, in her, and in millions who still believed that love, even lost, can echo forever. The media storm surrounding the leaked audio had barely calmed when new whispers began to surface. A fan in Rome claimed to have spotted Yaman near the Trastevere district, the same area where Demet had been photographed just a few days earlier for a magazine shoot. At first, no one believed it. But then a blurry photo appeared online. A tall man in a dark cap, walking quickly through the narrow streets. Even with the low resolution, fans were convinced it was him. He was there for her, one fan wrote. You don't go to that part of Rome unless you're looking for someone. Whether by coincidence or destiny, both of them being in the same city reignited everything. Social media exploded again, #Rome reunion, #Can and Demet, and even #Love Never Dies filled timelines. Some dismissed it as fan imagination. Others were sure it meant something more. What no one could deny was the timing, right after the audio leak, right when old emotions were being dragged into the light once again. One Italian entertainment reporter shared a surprising detail. Can was seen entering a private cafe late in the evening, the same one Demet had visited 2 nights earlier. People who worked there say he sat by the window, ordered nothing, and stayed for almost an hour. Just thinking. It was an image that melted hearts, the powerful actor alone in a silent cafe, lost in memories of a woman who once made him smile without trying. Meanwhile, Demet's team was growing increasingly tense. Every journalist wanted a statement, every headline had her name tied to his. Yet she kept her silence, posting only one cryptic Instagram story, a short clip of the Roman skyline at sunset with the words, "Some things can't be forgotten, even if you want to." Within minutes, fans connected the dots. They didn't need confirmation, they already knew. Those who worked with them in the past began to speak out too. A stylist from their early days recalled how, between takes, Ken used to joke that Demet's laughter was the sound that made everything easier. Another crew member revealed, he would always ask if she had eaten, if she was tired, if she was okay. It wasn't just kindness, it was love, the kind you can't hide even when you try. Now, as both stars navigate their separate lives, one between Turkey and Italy, the other diving deeper into her acting career, the leaked audio has become more than gossip. It's become a symbol of unfinished love, the kind that lingers in silence, in late-night thoughts, in cities that hold too many memories. And those who have followed their story for years can feel it too, that quiet tension, that sense that maybe, just maybe, their paths are bound to cross again. Because sometimes, no matter how far two people drift, life finds a way to bring them back to the same place, especially when the words left unspoken still echo louder than anything ever said. Days turned into weeks, but the world couldn't forget. The leak, the silence, the rumors of Rome, it all became part of a story that felt more like a movie than real life. Yet for Can and Demet, it was all too real. Those who had seen them together before said there was something unique about their connection, not loud or dramatic, but quiet and undeniable. It was in the way they looked at each other, in the pauses between words, in the energy that filled every scene they shared. That kind of chemistry doesn't fade with time, it hides, it waits, it returns. Inside sources close to Ken began to notice a change. He had become more reflective, spending long evenings alone, avoiding events, choosing silence over attention. One friend revealed, he's tired of pretending he doesn't care. He never wanted that audio to come out, but now that it did, it's like he finally stopped hiding from his own feelings. Can's team refused to comment officially, but even his fans could sense it. The post slowed down, the interviews turned serious, and the sparkle in his eyes seemed dimmer whenever Demet's name came up. Then something unexpected happened. Demet, known for avoiding controversy, was asked about Can during a live event in Istanbul. The audience fell silent, waiting for her reaction. For a few seconds, she said nothing, then smiled faintly and replied, "Sometimes, we say things when the cameras are off that come straight from the heart. Maybe that's what makes them real." The crowd erupted in applause, but her eyes told another story. One of bittersweet acceptance, of love remembered and lessons learned. That brief moment became the new headline worldwide. Fans interpreted it as her quiet acknowledgement of the leaked audio, a response without confirming anything, yet confirming everything. Her words were enough to reignite hope among millions who still believed in their story. Because no matter how much time passes, certain emotions never truly die, they just change form, from passion to memory, from pain to peace. Late one night, a paparazzo in Rome captured a single image that would set the internet ablaze once again. Yaman standing by the Tiber River, looking out at the water, phone in hand, headphones in. The caption simply read, "He's listening again." Fans instantly speculated, was he listening to that audio, the same one that started it all? Or was it a message, a silent way of saying he remembers? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. The world has seen countless love stories, but few have the depth, pain, and beauty of this one. The story of Yaman and Demet Özdemir is no longer just about fame or romance, it's about two souls who met at the wrong time, yet left marks on each other that time itself couldn't erase. And maybe, just maybe, when the cameras stop rolling and the world stops watching, they'll find a way to say what they never could before. Because the most powerful confessions aren't made in front of millions, they're whispered in silence, between two hearts that never truly said goodbye.